Hello, and willkommen to this edition of DURKO's Notebook for the 2025 Austrian Grand Prix. Interesting weekend, what is a great racetrack. Anyway, got a lot to talk about, so pull up a pew, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
You wouldn't fucking read about it.
There's certainly one thing about the return of the Austrian Grand Prix and the Red Bull Ring, the Österreich Ring, or the A1 Ring, whatever you want to call it, going back over time. It is one amazing circuit, and it's a power punch for one of the shortest circuits on the calendar. It certainly delivers some challenges. One of the highlights for me for the weekend, of course, was FP1 and seeing the young Irishman Alex Dunn taking the McLaren for a spin throughout that session. And after getting some settling in and starting to bed the car down, he turned out some great times and a great result overall for an F2 driver that's got his chance to step into an F1 car. And I certainly hope that McLaren hang on to him, because I think he could be a promising driver for the future, even if they loan him out to another smaller team just to keep getting experience as drivers transition away from the sport, and he can hopefully grab a seat at some stage. Now, the weird incident, of course, was the start with Carlos Sainz when he cooked his brakes in the formation lap and had to come in because the rear brakes had just absolutely disintegrated, caught on fire, and it was race over for him. A weird explanation that never came from Williams to what the actual cause of it was, but strange seeing he'd cooked his brakes with no running. Obviously, one fascinating or interesting thing about going to the Red Bull Ring is always drivers approaching turn 3, and we were witness to that with Verstappen and Antonelli coming together. Max took it on the chin, with Antonelli apologising repeatedly to him as the rookie for his error, and it was a lesson learned, obviously, for Kimi Antonelli as to approaching turn 3 in a more controlled and safe manner. The race overall, it was just a McLaren race, 1 and 2 for them, and they were just out in front. Because the questions are going to come down to when do they bring about their team orders. Because Norris has caught back some points on Oscar, but Oscar still had the pace, and I think if he'd pushed it, Oscar could have won that race ahead of Norris. The other driver I want to really give a compliment to and acknowledge the work he did was Bortoleto in that Sauber. Bringing it home ahead of his teammate Nico for a double points result for Sauber is a massive boost for them. But Bortoleto just drove a very clean, controlled, mature race for a rookie. And when he was racing against his own manager, Alonso, it was a spectacle to watch, because it was just all-out great racing between a double world champion that's probably the most experienced driver on the circuit against a rookie in a much shittier car than what the Aston Martin is. So overall, just a great result for Bortoleto, and it's credit to him that he got the result that he did. So that's it for this edition of DURKO's Notebook for the Austrian Grand Prix, and I'll talk to you in a few days' time after we've been witness to the British Grand Prix from Silverstone. Until then, I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.